Well, I finally did it. I got my first camper van. I've wanted one for a couple of years. I wanted one small enough that I could use as a car because I work from home, so I got rid of my car. Didn't need it. But I wanted one that was car size. I could use as a car if I needed to. And I could also get down the back lane and park it at the end of the garden. So let's have a quick walk around it then. So as you can see, it's a tailgate one. Let's get past the washing line. Uh, Tailgate one. The only thing I've done to the outside is I put wheel trims on there, tidy it up a bit, and I put some stickers on each side just to make it look a bit more campery. Not more camp, more campery. So have a quick wander around. That rust bucket there is my housemate's. I put my duvet and pillows in the front for now, just so I can make this video. So, bog standard CDTI 2014 Vauxhall Vivaro, and it's the tailgate one, but we'll come back to that in a second. So let's have a look inside. So one sliding door on the passenger side. Then we've got that fridge there, the cupboard over the far side with the end of the TV. That originally had, when I bought it about 6 weeks ago, it originally had a electric cool box tucked away in there, and it fitted perfectly in there. So the box was built around it. But I didn't want an electric cool box because that only drops the temperature down to about 20 degrees below ambient. So if it's um, 30 degrees outside in the summer, then it'll keep it down to about 20, 21 degrees. And I didn't think that was low enough to keep milk, butter, cheese, dairy products, meat, bacon, sausages. So I wanted a proper fridge that would, I could set that one there. I can set at 3 degrees and it will stay at 3 degrees. And it doesn't run all the time either. It just sort of, it chills down to 3 degrees and then it stops, it cuts off. And then once the temperature drops, it kicks back in again. So it doesn't drain the batteries. But cupboard space. So look, we've got a cupboard here with cutlery in, bottle opener. Down here is gas bottle for the double Kadak burner that's in the cupboard under the bench seat. This cupboard here is where I've been keeping ketchup, pasta sauce, packet of rice, tins of curry, soup, the usual sort of camping stuff. Let me get in and wander about a bit. There's a cupboard, and this shelf folds down so you can walk between the front seats if it's pouring out with rain and get into the back. I do put it down, I keep it down because otherwise it rattles when I'm driving along. But the cupboard underneath there, that's got a few pots and pans, spatula, plates, bowls, and a ridge monkey, which is as good as they say, to be fair. So here's the cupboard where the cooler box was. I've got a couple of extra sockets plugged in here. At the moment, I've got a collapsible bowl and collapsible strainer down there. Under that lump of wood underneath, that comes up, and under there you'll see the two leisure batteries. And there's two 85 amp AGM leisure batteries, absorbent gel matte leisure batteries. They've been pretty good so far, got to be honest. And there's a Sterling battery to battery charger under there, 30 amp, which charges them up in absolutely no time. The reason the fridge is there and not there is because it was a bit fiddly to lift this door up and then have to lift that other door up at a different angle. So what I started doing, because I've done 2 trips so far, so what I started doing, I was just putting it there when I was parked up and I was putting it on the floor if I was driving round, because it doesn't move on the carpet. And of course it'll reach, I can plug it in. What I found was, yesterday I went for a drive down to Porthcawl, and I forgot that I'd left it on the shelf. However, it didn't budge. I mean, how fast are you going around a roundabout, around a bend? The thing didn't budge, to be fair, because it's got rubber feet on a wooden surface, so it stayed solid, absolutely didn't move at all. It's not a big fridge, it's 12.8 litres, I think it is, but it's big enough to keep a bottle of milk, couple of other things, cheese, bacon, sausages, but stuff that needs to be kept down at sort of 2 or 3 degrees. TV, I put in myself. It's at a bit of a funny angle because I was struggling with it myself, but I should have had somebody help me. But if men don't look at instructions or anything like that, we think we can do everything ourselves. So yeah, I put that in. That works great. You can see the aerial underneath it upside down. In here, that's what I keep it. And then I stick it out through the roof vent and magnetize it onto the roof when I want to tune the TV in. Curtain there, that pulls across in the night. That thing in the corner behind the wires, that's the diesel heater for the night. I had that installed. Found a guy on Facebook that supplied and installed it, so had that done. The problem he had was he couldn't put it facing backwards under the driver's seat because of the batteries. It would have been blowing hot air in the batteries, so he had to face it forward. So I just got some tubing. You may be able to see that Jubilee clip there. The tubing's coming down the side of the handbrake and it blows the hot air into the back. So that worked quite well. Well, it did until I broke it last week. And it started smoking and draining the battery. So got to get that sorted. In here, this cardboard box behind the driver's seat is a table, folding table that's about 3 foot long, big table. I didn't want it in the way, so I just dropped it down behind the driver's seat and pushed the driver's seat back. So that doesn't move. That stays put there. Let me get out a bit because I want to show you the cupboards under the seating area. You can see it's an L shape there. This pulls out and rests on that lip there to form a double bed. But if you do that, of course, there's no room in the van, so I don't bother. I'm on my own anyway. Underneath the seat here, I've got a bit of a tent awning type thing. It's one of those Quechua Arpanaz base M things, about 130 quid. I can stand up in it. It's about 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters, and there's a big flap then that I could, if I wanted to, attach to the roof of the van. So shut that cupboard. I can't open the other cupboard completely because the toilet's in the way. But under there is a Kadak double burner, which connects up to the gas bottle that I showed you earlier. Porta potty on the back. I found I don't use it that much. It's more for emergency purposes or in the evening, in the night. The last 2 trips I've been on camping I've been parked right opposite the shower block and a toilet block, so I've hardly used it, if I'm honest. These covers need a good wash. I didn't help when I went on the camping trips either, getting in and out filthy dirty and covered in mud, so they've got to come off. There's a curtain on the back on the tailgate. Of course, that pulls straight across for privacy as well. I am hard about putting windows in the door. And then I thought, you know what? You normally do that for light. Well, there's no bulkhead, so there's plenty of light coming in the front. And because it's a tailgate, a big window in the back. So it does give a bit of privacy in the evening once you pull the curtains across. So let's have a look at this storage bins we got here then. Nice little bin down here to keep stuff in. I found to be honest, I was chucking underwear and socks in there. There's a hook at the back there that I was hanging up t-shirts on. Stop them getting creased. This space at the top, what I was doing was rolling up towels and wedging them in there. And of course, they didn't move. There's another space there where I was rolling up a couple of hoodies and fleeces, wedging them in there, so they didn't move. That there is the remote control for the diesel heater, so I don't even have to get out of bed to turn the heating on. Down here, oh, there we go. For some reason, I decided to put the kitchen roll holder right where I put the small cooker I've got. I put some anti-slip matting in there, in that little shelf, so that little cooker I've got there doesn't move. But if I want to stop for a cup of tea, I can put that there, fill the kettle up, which I've just dumped in the sink for now. Coffee jar down there, smoke alarm, CO2 detector, or carbon monoxide detector. I haven't attached it anywhere because I can basically put it where I want to. That's what I noticed campers seem to do. They don't attach them, they'll just put them somewhere. Remote control for the TV. That doesn't move either because it's on the non-slip mat. Sink, yeah, that's the running cold water. Let's have a look, in fact, at... in fact, I'll have to get out again. So under the sink there at the side, there's a nice big freshwater bottle that gets pumped up 12 volts out of the tap, and the wastewater smaller one next to it. First time I used it, I had a bit of an accident with that actually, because I didn't realise how I'd filled it up so quickly. And then I eventually noticed the bottom section and where the bottle is filled with water because it overflowed. I went and emptied it, washed it out, came back, noticed it was all water in the bottom, and had the genius idea of getting one of the sponges, soaking up the water, then squeezing it into the sink. In the meantime, it came straight back down the pipe and back on the floor. How stupid can anybody get? So I had to put the bottle back under there and soak it up at the same time, and then re-empty the bottle. But anyway, we live and learn these things, don't we? So that's the inside. Somebody gave me that cushion as a van warming present. This skylight, this opens up. Trying to do it with one hand. I'm pushing it the wrong way, so that opens up nice and wide there. Or you can do it that way and just have it. If it's open that way, I find I can put the aerial out onto the roof and it overlaps so the rain doesn't come in. So that's a bonus. And then it's got fly screen, stop the creepy crawlies, and blackout screen, stop waking you up in the morning. But I mean, these curtains are not brilliant for blocking the light today, so it still gets you still see the light coming in the morning. So front of the van, it does have air conditioning. They disconnected the pipes to do some work on the van because it had a new turbo, new clutch. So what they've done in the meantime, they put the pipes back on, but they didn't. It's another one of my housemates coming in. They put the pipes back on, but they never regassed the aircon. So that isn't working. And when I took it to be regassed, when I had the MOT done about 2 weeks ago, the guy said it was a leak. So I need to get somebody to find out where the leak's coming from, repair it and regas it. Phone holder on the top there, I had that off Temu. That was about £2 or £3. Best phone holder I've ever had, because normally the ones that stick on the screen don't. But I can plug my phone into the thing just on the, you can see it at the bottom of the dash there. Plug my phone into the USB socket, get Waze up there or Google Maps to see where I'm going. And it connects to the radio as well, so I can answer phones hand-free and everything. Looks a bit of a mess in the front at the moment because I've got the duvet and pillows there. But it's in very good nick. High mileage, but excellent condition. Just passed the MOT first time without any problems. I quite like the cladding that the young chap that built this, he built it during lockdown, and he was a climber. So he basically done it for himself. Cladding on the walls he's painted white, and then the cladding on the ceiling, obviously he's left it as plain wood. There's 4 LED lights in the ceiling. They all work nicely. Everything works, in fact, apart from the diesel heater that I broke. Oh, over there in the corner, that's what I forgot to point out. Over there in the corner, there's the USB charging sockets up there, and the battery meter then is just underneath it. To be fair, the batteries are really good. They already charge well. All right, let's have a look at the tailgate. There you go. There's the tailgate open. You've got a much better view inside there. You can see sort of everything in one space there. Must remember to put that cooker away, otherwise that's bound to fall off when I drive off. Now, I was going to put an awning on the side, but then I thought, do you know what? If I just open the tailgate in a hot, sunny weather and pull the curtain across, then that'll act as an awning on the side. Or if it's raining, I can stand at the back, because under here is 2 camping chairs in a long storage under there. And there's a bit of a boot effect here. You can see the back end of the toilet, which slides in and out if I need it. I got the toilet chemicals in here, spare gas bottles, couple of suckers to hold the tent flap onto the roof if I want to. And this is something else I had off Timu, which is a bit of a tarpaulin thing, really, which I can connect to the tailgate and down onto the floor. Now, these straps up here, this is where the guy, because he was a climber, he used to hang his ropes and stuff onto there, but I left them there and put some pegs on there, because when I'm on a campsite, I can use that for drying towels. Works out perfectly. It was a great idea. So there we are. That's the gist of it. That's my first camper. I've been away twice. I went to Tugger's Grave Easter weekend, and last weekend I went down to Tenby and Saundersfoot for the weekend. But great, thanks for watching, and I'm going to start making some regular videos, I think, of my adventures while I'm away, just for my own sake, if not anybody else's. Cheers, everyone.